Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to this session. Welcome to the demo session for MCSC and CCNA. I can see two people here. One is Bhanu and another one is Ishwaran. Okay, fine. Okay, good morning, Bhanu. Okay, so before we start, Ishwar, good morning. I'll just introduce myself first of all. I'm Mr. Shakil here. Okay, I have like 12 plus years of experience working as well as teaching here. Teaching experience of more than 12 years. Coming to certifications, actually, I have done like MCSE certification way back in like 2007, 8, I guess, like 12 years before. Okay. Then I have done CCNA, CCNP, as well as CCIE. In CCIE, there are two examinations. One is theory and one is lab. So I have done theory exam. Okay. Then I have Linux administration. I have done Linux administration also. And for last 4 or 5 years, I'm into virtualization. And for last couple of years, I'm into like cloud computing. In cloud computing, I have knowledge, I have experience of this AWS, Amazon Web Services. Okay. In between, I have done this security also. Actually, if you know what is security, CCNA plus CCNP security. So these are my expertise. Actually, I have covered all these things in my career, starting from actually I started from computer hardware. You know, computer hardware, A place and N place. Nowadays, people are not learning computer hardware because, you know, most of the people, they know about hardware. But 12, 13 years before, hardly people know anything about computer hardware. So we used to do computer hardware. And my course for computer hardware was nearly like for 6 months. Okay. Then I started like server administration like in Windows Server Administration, then Linux Server Administration. CCNA, CCNB, CCI is your network administration. CCI is like the topmost certification or topmost course we have in network administration. Then like, you know, things have changed after 2004, 2005. So from 2006, 2015 actually, 2016, I started virtualization, and like for a couple of years or nearly like 3 years, I'm into this cloud computing now. So this is my journey as a networking professional. Okay. Okay. So what we are discussing today, what is this session for? Okay. Before we see anything, actually, I'll just ask you some couple of questions. Do you have any knowledge of computer networks? That is the first question. And the second question is what you are exactly planning to do, where you are planning to move from here. So if you can answer these two questions, it will be great benefit for me as well as for you. Okay, so that we can conduct our session in much better way. Okay, so the questions are, do you have any knowledge of computer networks? Have you done any courses before? And the second question is, where you are moving? What is your plan actually? So if you can share these two questions, if you can share these two answers, that will be good. Okay, Ishwaran, you have some knowledge. You have done some courses. Like what courses we have done? Fine, you have done hardware and networking. Great. That means you know what is operating system, how to assemble a computer, how to reassemble a computer, how to troubleshoot a computer. You know what are cables, cross cable, straight cable, fiber optic cable. You know what is topologies. Yeah, fine. Okay, so Bhanu, you are application developer and you want to gain some basic skills of networking. Okay, fine. That's great now. Now I understood where we can move now. Now see, Okay, fine. So to start your career in networking, there are actually certain courses that every person should do. Okay, I repeat again. To start your career in networking, there are certain courses every person should do, and those courses are this. One is called server administration, and the second one is network administration. Okay, so server administration and network administration, these are the two courses every person should do if they are planning to make a career in networking. Now, server administration is about servers. Let us say the courses here. The courses are like MC, SE, and Linux administration. These are our server administration courses. And coming to network administration course, we have CCNA plus CCNP plus CCIE. This is your these are the network administration courses. Okay, so if you want to start your career, first you should have knowledge of the server administration course, that is MCSE and Linux, as well as you should have the knowledge of network administration, that is CCNA. Without the knowledge of these two courses, without the knowledge of these two administrations, a person cannot learn any other course. A person cannot start a career. A person cannot make a career in networking. These are the two mandatory courses. Normally people go for cloud computing nowadays. Cloud computing is in more demand. Like you must have heard about AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud. These are all cloud platforms. These are all cloud providers. So cloud computing is one of the topmost technology. Cloud computing is one of the topmost requirement. Okay. So what people do, they go to cloud computing. Many people come to me and they say like, okay, we are learning cloud computing. And they say like, okay, some topics in cloud computing are easy, but many topics we are feeling are difficult. People say like cloud computing, they feel some topics are easy and some topics are very, very difficult. So when they say like this, I ask them one question, like, have you done any courses before cloud computing? So normally people say like, no, they have not done any courses. Okay. So if they have not done any courses like MCSE or CCNA, then cloud computing will be very difficult to learn. Cloud computing is an advanced concept. This particular cloud computing or virtualization or security, there are many jobs available on cloud computing, virtualization, and security. Packages are good, salaries are good, everything is good. There is a huge career there. But to learn cloud computing or to go with virtualization option or to go with security, there are certain things we need to do. What are those certain things? Server administration we should know, and network administration we should know. So I always say them like, okay, without learning CCNA, if you're going for cloud computing or virtualization or any other course, you will feel a lot of difficulty. You cannot understand many topics that actually. Okay, so if you want to make a career in networking, if you want to go with security, or if you want to go with virtualization, or if you want to go with cloud computing, what are the first courses we have to do? MCSEs, Linux, and CCNA. These are the first courses. Actually, majority of jobs will be available on these courses. Majority of jobs will be available on server administration and network administration. Without learning these two courses, you cannot start a career in networking. Without learning these two courses, you cannot make a career in networking. Without learning these courses, you will not get a job in networking. 99% cases, you will not get a job in networking. Done. So let us see briefly what is server administration and what is network administration. So when you say server administration, name says everything here. Server. What we do in server administration, as the administrator, we install, configure, and manage servers. What we do? We install, configure and manage servers. Example, there are many types of servers actually, like there is a server called web server, there is a server called email server, there is a server called file server, there is a server called database server, there is something called DNS, there is something called DHCP, there is something called ADDS, etc. So there are many types of servers available. So what we do as a server administrator, we manage all these servers. Okay, like suppose you are managing a web server in a company, I am managing a file server in a company, some other person is managing a DNS server, some other person is managing a ADDS server. So there is a team in a company, and this team, this group of people, they are managing all these servers. Okay, now that is the work of server administrator. That is the work of server administration. Now coming to network administration. In network administration, there are three major things. One is IP address plus router configuration plus switch configuration. These are the three things we have in CCNA. These are the three things we have in network administration. IP address. What is IP that we will see? IP address, router configuration and switch configuration. Okay. Now things will be very easy if I show you some diagram here. If I show you some network topology. Okay guys, this is a computer network. What you see on your screen is a computer network. This computer network has many devices. Like here you can see this is a server here. This is your router. This is your switch. This is your firewall. Okay. Here we can see all computers here. There is a printer here. And this is the internet connection coming to your company. What else we need? This is a complete computer network. Go to any company on the face of the earth, a computer network will be something like this. Now we can see only one server here, but I can guarantee you there will not be a company with only one server. That is not at all possible. So in companies, we have many servers, like 10 servers, 20 servers, or maybe like 100 servers or 150 servers. Because one server is for DNS, another server is for email, another server is for web, another server is for file server. So like this, we have different servers there. And for every server, we have like 2-3 backup servers and maybe at least one backup server. So like this, all the servers will be there in a company. So one server will not be there. So there will be more servers for sure. Okay. Now we can see switch here and we can see only one switch here right now. But again, one switch is not there in a company. There will be many switches. How many computers are there? For example, there are 1000 computers in a company. So if there are 1000 computers in a company, there can be like, uh, around 60-70 switches or maybe like 80 to 90 switches. It depends. Okay, so we have more switches, we have more servers and we have more switches. And coming to this router, we have like one router, maybe like 3-4 routers. So all these devices will be there in our computer network. Of course, we know about a computer or a laptop. We are using computer and laptop in our personal life also, for personal use also. Okay, so these devices will be there. So what you see on your screen is a computer network, and a computer network contains servers, routers, switches, computers, printers, and firewall. Go to any company on the face of the earth, a computer network will look something like this. Okay, now if you're learning server administration, in server administration you are learning about server configuration, and by using the server configuration or by using the server, how we can manage these users or how we can manage these computers. I will give one simple example so that you can understand things in a better way. Like, every computer has a USB port. Can we see any computer without USB port? Of course no, right? Every laptop, every computer, there is a USB port. Now what we can do on this USB port, we can connect a pen drive, we can connect the external hard disk, okay? We can connect a keyboard and a mouse. There are many things we can connect on this USB. So what we have to do in company is, by using this server, we need to say, okay, a user should connect a keyboard and mouse, but a user should not connect any pen drive, or a user should not connect any external hard disk. Where? On this USB port. Getting what I'm saying? I'm saying there are some hundreds and thousands of people working in our company, hundreds and thousands of people working in our company, and these people, they should not connect a pen drive on the USB port, because if they are connecting a pen drive or an external hard disk, they can copy data and they can take the data out of the company, right? That is more than possible. So what we have to do, we have to simply deny USB port for all the users. So how to deny USB port? There are two ways. One way is, we can go to this computer here and we can deny USB port. We can go to this computer, we can deny USB port. We can go to this computer, we can deny USB port. But see, how many computers are there in our company? Maybe suppose, imagine there are totally 3,000 computers. There are totally 3,000 computers in a company. So will it be easy for us to go to each and every computer to deny USB port? No, it will take a lot of time. Okay. So if there is a server available in a company, you know what happens? By using this server, within like 2 to 3 minutes, I'm repeating, by using a server, within 2 to 3 minutes, we can disable USB port on all 3,000 computers. Sounds good? If there is no USB port, it may take like 15 days for us to go to every computer and disable USB port. But if there is a server available, within like 2 to 3 minutes, we can disable USB port on all the 3,000 computers. Okay, that is the advantage of a server. Server will serve the people. Server can manage a computer network in an easy way. Okay, guys. So who will manage this server? Who will configure this server? People who have knowledge of MCSC and Linux administration, they can manage the server. Done. Now, there is a router here. Now, what is the work of this router? Now, if there is no router available in a company, there is no internet connection. If there is no router available in a company, your company cannot communicate with branch office. See, many companies are there in city like Hyderabad or a country like India that have branches in many locations. Take example of your bank. You know this bank very well, SBI. Okay. How many branches are there within city like Hyderabad, or within a state like Telangana or Andhra, or within a country like India? There can be like hundreds and thousands of branches, right? There are some thousands of SBI branches. Now, one question to you. A branch in Hyderabad, will it communicate with branch from Delhi? SBI Hyderabad and SBI Delhi branch, are they communicating with each other? Or suppose within Hyderabad, a branch in North Hyderabad, can it communicate with South Hyderabad? Yes, I'm getting an answer like yes, of course it will communicate, right? Because it is centralized, it will communicate with each other. So how they are communicating, there is a big story. What servers they are using, what connections they are using, there is a big story there. Big story means there are many concepts we need to learn. But if there is a router in your branch and if there is a router in my branch, then only we can make connection between your branch and my branch. Okay, if there is a router in your branch and if there is a router in my branch, then only we can make connection and then only we can make communication. So if there is no router available in our company, these connections are not possible. We cannot connect our branch with some other branch, or I cannot connect my branch with your branch and you cannot connect your branch with my branch. That is the work of a router. Router is a device that will make communication between two or more different networks. If there is no router available in a company, well, there is no way we can make communication with some other branches. This is such a huge device. This is such an important device in our network. So not only this, by using router, we can implement some security also. Okay. There are like two classes in router where we can see how to configure, how to make a router work as a security device. That also we have to see. But as of now, just remember one thing. Router is a device using which we can make communication between all the branches. If there is no router, there is no communication. It is as simple as this. So there is no company on the face of the earth where there is no router. Okay. There are some companies actually where that has no branches. You know that, right? There are many companies, maybe they have no branches. If there is a company in Hyderabad high-tech city, that company is present only at one single location. That company has no branch. So what about that company? Do we need a router in that company? Of course, yes. So till now what we have said, we said router is used to make communication between different branches. But what I'm saying now, if there is only one branch available, a company has zero branches, it has only one, the company is located in only one location, but still that company needs a router. The reason is router is used to make communication, as well as router is used to share your internet connection, and router is also used as a firewall. Router can be used to provide some security there. So there are multiple purpose of a router. Okay. So if there are 300 people working in a company or 3000 people working in a company, we can take one single internet connection here, and this single internet connection we can share with all the people. This single internet connection we can share with all the people in our company. So no need to have like 3000 internet connections. So that is the work of a router. So you should know what is a router. You should know types of routers, and you should know how to configure a router. Okay. Actually, router will take around 15 days in our CCNA. In this CCNA course, the router will take 15 days, 1 5. That means majority of our course is on router only. Okay. Now, suppose you finish your router configuration in 15 days, but when you configure the router in a company, actually, you know how much time it will take? Once you finish your router learning, it will take, around 10 minutes. It will take only 10 minutes for you to configure a router. Learning wise, it is taking 15 days, but configuration wise, it will take only like 10 minutes. It will not take a lot of time. There are many theoretical things we need to learn. There are many theoretical concepts we need to learn. But practical wise, it will be more easier for you when you configure the router. I'll just show you one glimpse here. Now this is called Cisco Packet Tracer. This is a simulation software using which you can do all practicals. No need to have physical routers in your home, and no need to have physical routers to do configuration. We can simply use this Cisco Packet Tracer software. It is a small software that we will share with you. Okay. Then just take a router like this. What are this router? What is 1900, 1800, 2800? All these things we need to discuss. It will take like 2 classes for us. So I'm not discussing those things as of now. So this will be a router actually. These are the ways. This is the way we should configure router. Like if you say host name here, that's it. The configuration of router will be something like this. Okay. So what is this router place greater than symbol? What is this router place hash symbol? What is router? And then config, then hash. What is this host name command? These are the commands we need to learn. Router configuration is all about commands. By using commands, we can learn router. Okay. And one more thing, maximum you're learning 35 to 40 commands in whole CCNA. If you know 35 to 40 commands, you are eligible to work in any company on the face of the earth as a network administrator. Theoretically, there are many things we need to discuss. Practically, it is very less. Maybe there are some classes where 50 minutes we are spending on theory, and within 5 minutes we can do practicals. That's it. So in CCNA, theoretical part is more and practical part is very less. So by using this Cisco Packet Tracer, we can do all CCNA practicals. I'll just show you my existing CCNA class. This is my morning 7 o'clock class. We have majorly covered everything here. So I'll just show you something here. See, this is some configuration we have done here. We can see this is India, this is Singapore, and this is Australia. So we made connection between India, Singapore, Australia, and in India, the Hyderabad office is connected here. So like this, we can use a Cisco Packet Tracer and we can make connections between multiple branches. Cisco Packet Tracer is a best software available, best simulation software available to learn CCNA. We can do all practicals here. That will be very, very easy for us to understand and very, very easy for us to configure. Okay, so these classes we have to see in coming days. We'll do all these things. And let me show you one other diagram. Okay, this is your configuration. There is something called sales departments, accounts, marketing, server is there. Okay, so there is a router here. By using router, how you are making communication here. All these things you will see in our coming classes. Okay guys, so this is the work of a router. Okay, so by using a router, you can make communication between your branch office. No router, no communication. That's it. Okay, so I'll just wait here for 30 seconds. If there is any question or doubt, hopefully we can talk about that question and then we can see some other things. So it's up to you now. Okay, fine. So everything looks fine. Okay, good. Let's see. Let's move now. Now, there is one more device here called switch. So what is the work of this switch? What exactly it will do? Every switch has every company, every computer network has a switch. Let me show you how switches will look first. Then it will be easier for us to understand what is the work. Okay, this is a switch here. We can see there are some round shaped boxes here. It is called port. So there are totally 48 ports on this switch. So that means there can be we can connect up to 48 devices on this switch. There are certain switches with 32 ports. There are certain switches with 24 ports. And there are certain switches with 48 ports. So if there are 32 ports, 32 devices will be connected. 42 ports, 42 devices, 48 ports, 48 devices can be connected. Okay, suppose in case if there is no switch in a network, then what happens? If there is no switch in a network, then this computer should be connected directly to the server. This computer should be connected directly to the server. This firewall should be connected directly to the server. That is not at all possible actually. We cannot connect devices with each other directly. In between, we have to use a device called switch. Switch is a device that connects all your end devices. What are the end devices? A computer is an end device, a router is an end device, server is an end device, firewall is an end device, this printer is an end device. So all the end devices are connected with each other by using a switch. Switches will take 5 to 6 to 7 classes actually. What is switch? Types of switches, how to configure a switch. It will take around 6 to 7 classes. Okay, so that again we need to see in our CCNA. So router configuration will take around 15 days. Switch configuration will take around 7 days. So that is more than 3 weeks now. Then the most important concept in a networking is this. This is the most important concept for any networking person. Maybe you're a security person, maybe in future you are going with cloud computing, maybe in future you are going with virtualization, maybe you're learning Linux administration, maybe you go with database administration. See, there are many opportunities, there are many options and opportunities available in networking. Networking is not related to only MCSE, CCNA. Networking, we have many courses, many technologies, and many jobs. Okay, so for all the courses, all the technologies, all the jobs, the most important topic here is called IP addressing. This one, IP address. IP address stands for Internet Protocol Address. Internet Protocol Address. Again, let us go back to this CCNA class, my existing CCNA class. Here we can see some IP address. We have done this IP addressing in the class. You can see these numbers here. Maybe you're feeling like what the hell it is happening here, right? We can see all numbers here. 01011010. But you know, when you start learning IP addressing, you feel like this is a very easy concept. You know why people feel difficulty in IP addressing? Actually, there are many people who feel difficulty. Remember, I told you some people they go to cloud computing without learning MCSE and CCNA, and they feel difficulty in cloud computing. The reason is they are not having any knowledge of IP addressing. Okay, so when you go with cloud computing or when you go with security or when you go with any other technology, if you go with the technology without the knowledge of IP addressing, without the good knowledge of IP addressing, you will feel a lot of difficulty there. You cannot learn. Actually, 3 days before I was talking to my friend who is a database administrator and he has knowledge of like, he has experience of like 12, 13 years. He is in this networking field for last 12, 13 years. But 3 days before when I was talking to him, he said like, I'm a good database administrator. I can do many things. He has a good job actually. And he said like still he is confused in IP addressing. That is what he said like 3 or 4 days before. And 1 month before I met some people and they said like, okay, they are learning cloud computing, but still they are very confused in a subject called IP addressing. So like this, you know, people feel lot of difficulties when they go to higher courses. People feel lot of difficulties when they go to cloud computing or virtualization or maybe like Linux administration because the knowledge of IP addressing is very weak. The concept of IP addressing they have is very weak. Okay, so normally what people do? Normally people take IP addressing like 2 or 3 classes. They will just finish IP addressing in like 2, 3 classes. But what I do here is I'll take IP addressing for like 5 to 6 classes. Because see, I have like 12 years of experience. I have covered all the technologies here. Remember I wrote here, I have covered all these technologies. Starting from computer hardware till like cloud computing, virtualization, security, I have covered each and everything. So according to my experience and according to the experience of any senior administrator, they will say with guarantee that okay, if you want to be good in these technologies, if you want to learn cloud computing in a better way, if you want to become a good cloud administrator, or if you want to become good virtual administrator, if you want to become good security administrator, you should be good in IP addressing. Actually, you should be very good in IP addressing. So 2 classes are not at all sufficient for IP addressing. No way sufficient. Maximum people go with like 3 classes in many cases, but 2 to 3 classes are no way sufficient. You should go with minimum 5 to 6 classes. So 5 to 6 classes means more than 8 hours, nearly 8 hours we are spending on IP addressing. 7.5 hours to 8 hours we are spending on IP addressing. So a person should have perfection in IP addressing. A person should know everything about IP addressing. Okay, I'll show you one diagram here, a networking topology again, just to show you like how important is IP addressing. Okay, what you see on your screen is a computer network. It is a huge network. We have some routers, switches, servers. Okay, I will show you here. Can you see it is written as server like DNS, DHCP, Radius, NTP, all those things. But what is written here? 172.16.50.1. So what is it? This is the IP address of the server. Now we have a firewall here. Okay. ASA is a firewall. But what is written here? Can you see 10.1.1.3? This is again an IP address. Again, there is a some device here. Can you see the IP address 10.1.1.2? See 192.168.30.254, 192.168.40.254, and see how many addresses are written here. 192.168.10, 20, 30, 40. Yeah, IP address and subnetting actually. IP address and subnetting, it will take 6 classes for us. Okay. So if you are good in IP addressing and subnetting, all your future courses will be easy. You know, recently one person sent me some interview questions actually. He was facing interview on cloud computing, and I have seen around 10 to 12 questions there. You know, written test will be there in interviews. So he just took photo of around 10 questions and he sent me the 10 questions. And just remember, the interview was on cloud computing. Okay. But when I say the questions there, actually, you know, out of 10, 12 questions, 3 to 4 questions were from IP addressing. So just imagine the person is facing an interview on cloud computing, but he is getting questions from IP addressing. So once you finish your IP addressing with me, so whatever addresses are here, whatever IP addresses we can see, like IP version 4 addresses, you will be in a position to answer and you will be in a position to understand all these things. This is what I try to do in 5 to 6 classes. I repeat again, see these are two computers. Again, we have IP addressing here. I repeat again, you should not have the knowledge of IP addressing. You should have the perfection of IP addressing. You should have all the details of IP addressing. Some basic knowledge is not sufficient. Okay, so we can see each and every device, there is a IP address. I can see there is a server here. Again, DNS server, NTP server, but again, there is a IP address 195.1.1.1.161. You will face lot of interview questions in your career. Suppose you are facing 100 interviews, and suppose in every interview you are facing like 100 questions, for example. Out of 100 questions, 10 to 15 questions will be related to IP address. See, there are many concepts in networking. There are many servers available. There are many things. But I'm saying 15 to 20%, I can say the interview questions will be from IP addressing. If you face an interview, 15 to 20 questions will be from IP addressing. When you write your exam, again 15 to 20 questions will be from IP addressing. So IP address is the most important concept you should know. And I said, like I said, you should not have the knowledge of IP addressing. You should have the complete understanding of IP addressing. Because, you know, if you're working as an accounts person, you should know how to calculate. You should know what is multiplication, subtraction, and all those things. If you're using a calculator for your calculations, you should know how to use it, right? How to subtract, how to multiply, how to divide. Okay, all these things you should know. So there are certain things a person should know in every professional. In the same way, coming to networking, IP addressing is the most important concept a person should know. I have some PPTs also. I have created some PPTs for my class. Okay, so these are the IP addressing. This we will see again one by one. We will see all these things. Don't worry about these numbers. You may feel like, oh, there are many zeros and many ones. Within half an hour, I'll make you feel comfortable. What are these zeros and what are these ones? So no need to worry about these zeros and ones. These are binary numbers. I hope you know what are binary and decimal numbers. If not, still I'll start from binary and decimal number only. But these are the things we are learning in IP addressing. Okay. Okay, so these are the three major concepts we need to learn in CCNA. One is IP addressing. Okay, there is a question here. Are we going to learn L2 and L3 protocols and how data looks in OSI? Of course, OSI reference model will take one class actually. OSI reference model will take one class. And L2 and L3 protocol, this will take like, you know, around 6 to 7 classes. Only L2 and L3 protocol. That is one major part of our router configuration. We are not discussing anything about router syllabus and switch syllabus. Remember I told you router will take around 15 classes. So what we are learning in 15 classes? We are learning about protocols. There is something called EAGRP, OSPF, RIP. There is something called VLANs, VTPs, trunking. There are many things there. So we are learning many things there. It will take around 35 days for us to finish our CCNA. 35 days is not fixed. If you need some couple of days more, we can spend 3 days more, and we can just do some extra practicals and we can do some revision. One thing is for sure, I can give one thing as a guarantee, like, okay, asking questions will be like more than welcome, because if you're not asking questions, that means you're not doing favor for yourself. You should ask questions, and in case if you need some revision for any topic, feel free to ask that particular topic. Okay, we will do the revision. Okay, so learning wise, I'll take the responsibility. Whatever topics we are learning, it's not an issue. Okay, so yeah, we are learning that is part of your syllabus. OSPF, EAGRP, this is part of our syllabus. I have done till CCIE actually, not only CCNA, I have done CCNP as well as I have done CCIE. So I know what is there in CCNA, CCNP up to CCIE. I have gone till CCI. In CCI, there are two examinations. One is theory and one is practical. So I have done theory exam, not practical exam. Then I have done like other courses, like I have learned other technologies like Linux administration, cloud computing. See, every 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, some new technology will come, and that technology will be there for like some 15 years in demand actually. You know, right now the technology which is in demand is cloud computing and cloud computing, virtualization and security. These are the three technologies which are in more demand. Cloud computing, virtualization and security. These are in more demand. Of course, Linux administrators are needed everywhere. Windows administrators are needed everywhere. Security network administrators are needed everywhere. You need these people everywhere. But with this, you should have some new technologies. So these are the new technologies, virtualization and cloud computing. If you have knowledge of these technologies, then you know you have a great chance of making a better career. I'm not saying you should learn everything at once. You should start like in a slow and steady manner, but starting from CCNA and MCSE should be the top priority. Some knowledge of basic hardware and networking, then MCSE, CCNA will be your top priority. Networking career is the one of the best career available, administration career. You have many jobs available. You have many, the salaries will be good. Go to any country, any city, anywhere, you have jobs on this networking. So everything is good there. The only problem here is we should learn some concepts in a better way. So why people feel difficulty? Because just now we were discussing about IP addressing. You know, I know many people, many of my friends who are working in high-tech city, Hyderabad, for 8 years and 10 years. They are working fine. They are working very good. But still, you know, whenever we meet, they say like, bro, we are feeling difficulty in this particular topic. And that topic will be related to IP addressing. So you are making a career in a particular path for next 12, 15, 20 years. It is not like you are making a career only for like 6 months or 1 year, right? Okay, after 1 year, I will retire from this networking. That's it. It's not like this. You are making a career for next 12, 15, or maybe up to 20 years. So if you're making a career up to like 20 years, there are certain topics that you should know perfectly. And one of the topic is IP addressing. A person who is good in IP addressing, he will be good in all the other technologies, all the other configuration. A person who is weak in IP addressing, he will feel difficulty in all the other courses. So instead of feeling difficulty for rest of our life, we can spend some extra time here. Instead of 3 days, we can spend like 5 to 6 days. 5 to 6 days is more than enough for us to learn IP addressing. I repeat, 5 to 6 days. That is IP addressing and subnetting. When I say IP addressing, I'm talking about IP address, subnetting, and VLSM. And within IP addressing, there are many things like subnet mask, public IP, private IP, network portion, network address, host address, broadcast. There are many things there. We are not going deep inside the IP addressing, but overall topic is IP addressing. So it will take a lot of time. So 5 to 6 classes are more than enough. Okay, so the rest of our life, IP addressing topic will not change. So for the rest of our life, we can easily understand and we can easily do all the other technologies. Okay, so this course is actually for CCNA, and in this course we are discussing IP addressing, router concept, and switch concept. Router concepts and switch concepts will again come in cloud computing. These concepts will again come in virtualization. These concepts will be again used in security. So whatever courses you do in future, in all the courses, these three topics, IP, router, and switch knowledge is mandatory. Not knowledge, actually, some good knowledge is mandatory. That is what we are trying to learn. Okay, so over to you now. I'll just wait for 30 seconds to 50 seconds. If there is any question or doubt, hopefully we can see that. Okay, fine, no doubt. That's great. Yeah, with my experience, actually, Bhanu, I have like I said, 12 plus years of experience, and whatever friends I have, they have like 8 years, 10 years, 12 years of experience. So whenever we meet, whenever we talk about networking and all those things, so we have the knowledge like how to go and how to approach a career, especially the networking career. Okay. Again, I repeat, networking, there is a huge scope for everyone in networking, and normally people feel like networking is about router, switch, and server. Okay, router and switch and server is very important part of networking, but there are many technologies there, virtualization, cloud computing, and all those things. So there is a huge career waiting for you. Salaries will be good, career will be good, jobs will be available every time. In every company, networking people are needed. So when you see this cons networking from any angle, you will get positive response only. Okay, but for this, again, there are certain things that we need to learn perfectly. There are certain things that we need to do perfectly, and one of the course that you should do perfectly is CCNA. In CCNA, IP address, router, and switch, these are the three concepts. These three concepts will take actually 35 days. It's not like within 2 days we are finishing router, within 2 days we are finishing switch. No, it will take totally 35 days. If you need more, we can go more than like 35 days, but on paper it will take 35 days. IP, router, and switch. Actually, my existing CCNA class, it is going for last 40 days, and we still have like 3-4 topics left, because they are asking some questions. We are spending more time on a particular topic. It's not like if there is 35 days, we need to finish in 35 days. We can go like more than 35 days. It's up to us. Okay. So if you are good in IP addressing, router, and switch, that is CCNA, you will feel better in your career. You will feel comfortable in your career. All the other courses and all the other technologies will be much more easier for you to learn. Okay, so I can say one thing from my side. Training wise, I'll take the responsibility, whatever is there, whatever topics we are learning, I'll make sure like you understand the topic very well. That is one thing I will do. The second thing is, what you should do is, when you learn any courses, you should come to classes regularly. That is the one thing you should do. And the second thing is, you should come on time. Like suppose the class is at 8 o'clock, you should come at exactly 8 o'clock. If you're coming at 8:15 or 8:20, the starting 15-20 minutes is the most important part of our CCNA class or any class. If you miss the starting 15 minutes, the next 45-50 minutes will be like only some more theory and some more practicals. So just be regular to classes, and things will be much more easier, because class number 1 is connected to class number 2, class number 6 is connected to class number 7, class number 14 is connected to class number 15. So if you miss class number 14 and if you come to class number 15, you will feel difficulty. So for this reason, what we do, we share our recorded sessions. Whatever classes we do, all these recorded sessions will be shared with you. The management will share the recorded session. So in case for some reason, if you miss any class, next day, before you come to next class, you should revise the previous class, you should watch the video, and you should come to the next class. So for that reason, we are sharing all the videos, all the recorded videos, whatever classes we are taking here. Okay, so you'll get the recorded videos, you will get the practical book from me. I have created a practical book. Okay, theory and practical we will see in the classroom. You will get the softwares and you will get some scenarios to do practicals. Now, out of all, the most important one is the interview preparation. See, when we talk about the topic like IP addressing, in IP addressing, we need to know like what interview questions will come. When you talk about router, in router, there are many topics. Suppose you're learning about a topic called OSPF. What topics, what interview questions will come from this OSPF topic? Suppose you're learning switch. In switch, there is a topic called VLAN. So what interview questions will come from VLAN? So all these interview questions we need to see. We are not learning the administration. We are not learning only administration. With administration, we are preparing ourselves for interview. If we can answer something, see, always I ask questions here. Some people feel bad, but many people feel comfortable actually whenever I ask a question, because when I ask a question, the same question you will face in interview actually. The interview questions, 90% cases all over the globe. I'm not saying only Hyderabad. I'm saying all over the globe, 90% interview questions will be same. So actually, I'm taking a class for a person who is in Sweden. You know where is Sweden? It is in Europe. I'm taking some MCSC class for him, and he already faced some interview like 10 days before. And I asked him like what exactly they ask you in the interview. Then he said like, okay, these are the questions they asked me in interview. And this is what I'm saying for last 10 years. So whatever I say to people like these are the interview question, the same interview question he was facing in Europe. The same interview questions you will face in USA. The same interview questions you will face in Hyderabad. The same interview questions you will face in Chennai or Australia or any other country and other city. So I'll make sure like not only you're learning the concept, you're preparing yourself for interview also. Because interview, once you crack your interview, then only you'll work in a company. How much knowledge I have, how the other person will know? The other person will ask questions to me. So once he start asking questions, if I'm able to answer, then he can feel like, okay, that person has a knowledge. So interviews, we will prepare. Normally people are afraid of interviews. The only reason why people are afraid of interviews are they have not, they have like, they don't have proper knowledge actually. I repeat, normally people feel difficulty about interviews, facing interviews, because they feel interviews are difficult. Interviews will be difficult if you don't know the concept. If you know the concept, interview is not difficult. Like someone is asking you how to ride a bike. Is it difficult for you to say like how to ride a bike? No, because you know this, right? You know how to ride a bike, so you can explain him like, okay, there is a key here, then power on the bike, then there is a gear, there is a clutch, there is a brake, all those things you can easily explain him. But if someone is asking you like how to fly an airplane, can we explain him like how to fly an airplane? Answer is no, because we don't know how to fly an airplane. But there are many people, they know how to fly an airplane. Will it be difficult for him to explain how to fly an airplane? No. So the bottom line here is, if you know the concept, it will be easy for you to face interview. It will be easy for you to do all the other stuffs in networking. Okay. So from my side, I'll take responsibility of the training. That is one thing. And the second thing is I'll feel good if I'm getting questions actually. Like it is like an energy booster for me asking questions. If you're not asking questions, I feel like whether you're able to understand or not. So you should ask questions. That is the second thing. And the third one is interview preparation. Also, we will do here. Every topic, once you finish a topic, I'll say these are the interview questions. So just try to remember those interview questions. It will be useful for you. Although I have created some interview questions here, I'll share those interview questions like at the end of our course. See, I have created interview questions and answers here. I'll share everything, but interview questions and answers, you should not answer interview questions like definitions. You should explain them. I'll explain. I'll do the work with you. I'll select how to face interview and all those things. Okay, guys. So this was something we were supposed to discuss today. So this is not the only demo class. We have like couple of more demo classes. Maybe Monday also we have demo. We will see some more details about MCSE, CCNA and some more details about networking, because one class is not sufficient for me to explain everything. So I'll go with one more class. So make sure you attend Monday class also. And Monday class will be at morning 8 a.m. Actually, I have class at 7 a.m. and I have class at 9:30 a.m. This is my schedule. 7 a.m. class is a running class. 9:30 class is also a running class, running for last 1 month or 30 days, 1 month or 35 days. This is the new class. 8 a.m. is a new class. Today it was Saturday, so today is a demo session. So we started this class at 9:30, but from Monday it will be at 8 o'clock. So try to come on Monday also and just try to attend that Monday class. I'll be explaining you more things there. Then decide whether to continue with me or not. Okay. Okay. Weekly, how many sessions? Weekly, minimum 5 sessions. But like today is Saturday, I'm still working today also. I have like 1, 2, 3 more classes today actually till evening. So minimum 6 classes, minimum 5 classes, but normally 6 classes. You know, we Indians work for 6 days a week, 6 days a week. So minimum worst case, we will go with like 5 classes, but generally Saturdays also we have classes. Okay, so like I said, you just try to come on Monday, because Monday is again, there are certain things we will discuss on Monday. So then you can take a call and you can decide by yourself. So today is one introduction class as well as Monday. No, Monday also will get the same link. You will see the same link for like some 3-4 days or so. Actually, this link will work for like 1 week, I guess, but Monday also will get the same link. You can join the session Monday 8 a.m. by using this same link. Okay. So after 3-4 days, the link will change. So once the link changes, it will be a permanent link. Okay, Bhanu and Ishwaran, it was nice chatting to you. It was nice. It was a good session from your side also, because many questions came and you were like very interactive here. Thanks for joining. So I hope to see you again on Monday. We already have some people actually, so we are expecting some more people. Okay, so thanks for joining and hope to see you again on Monday. I'll wait here for like next 30 seconds. If there is anything else, any other questions, we will see, or else we'll stop the session for today. Yeah, man. Thank you. Happy weekend. And please take care of yourself. Things are very bad outside. Our country is suffering a lot. Actually, if you go to North India, things are very, very bad. I'm not sure you're in which city right now, but just take care of yourself. Use masks, sanitize yourself. Just try to avoid going outside, because you know this corona is not seeing any person age or something. It is a very deadly disease. So please take care of yourself. Okay, and take care of your family. Of course, happy weekend. Just try to relax tomorrow and hope to see you again on Monday. Monday 8 a.m. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Bye.